Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Extreme heat is in our forecast again for today. The heat index as the kids are getting off the bus around 103. I'll show you when these temperatures will finally start to drop.
Also today, we'll get an update about how safe you are when using public transportation in the Triangle, what the data shows about an increase in crime around the downtown Raleigh bus station.
And caught on camera, a school bus makes a dangerous pass around several vehicles, going off the road in the process.
I feel like this is very unsafe. I don't think that, look at that car pulling off on the side of the road.
The questions we're asking Johnson County Schools about its response to this video you'll see only on WRAL. And one of those questions we're wondering, were students on that bus when that happened? But most would agree, pretty unsafe driving behavior there. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're here to get your day started, and we hope you get to wherever you need to go safely this morning. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, speaking of the bus stop this morning, it'll be a hot place right from the start here. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at how we could match a record today.
Yeah, we could tie the record of 98 this afternoon. It's a fairly quiet start this morning. Skies are mostly clear. A little bit of cloud cover could make for a real pretty sunrise a bit later on. 73 is our temperature in the Triangle, and our dew point is 67. A reminder, the dew point's a measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and 67 actually feels okay. We get into the 70s, and that's when it starts to feel pretty miserable out there. It is 66 right now in Roxborough, 73 in Durham, 71 in Goldsboro, 70 in Southern Pines. These temperatures are about 3 or 4 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Hour by hour, that heat index climbs up to 102 to 104 this afternoon, and it's still awfully hot. Still feeling like 99 at around 7 p.m. The actual high 98 would tie a record for today, and we'll see another very hot day tomorrow. But the other thing that we see tomorrow is our first chance of rain in a while. We'll have a low risk for flooding and a level 1 risk for severe storms. I'll walk you through the timeline for tomorrow's rain coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:01, no major incidents to report in any of our major roads in Wake County and nearby communities. You see the Beltline just free and clear this morning. I-540, I-87 coming in from Nightdale, all free and clear this morning. No delays to talk about. Let's take you outside and give you a live look at I-40 in Carytown Boulevard. Traffic is picking up just a bit, but delay free in both directions.
Ken, thanks. This morning, we're working to get answers from Johnston County Schools about this video you'll see only on WRAL. So take a look at this. A driver's dash cam caught a school bus passing several cars and this tractor in a no passing zone, and then it goes off the road there. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live on Brogden Road in Smithfield. Kelsey, this is raising concerns from parents about kids' safety.
Renee, it is, and just a couple of days after school has started, so we have reached out to Johnston County Schools for more information this morning. It's normal to see some traffic here on Brogden Road in the afternoon, but what you're about to see in this video is far from typical. A viewer sent us this video from her dash cam. She says it was captured yesterday afternoon just before 3 o'clock. You can see there's a backup happening on the 2-lane road behind a tractor. Then you see the school bus enter into the frame. The bus driver switches to the non-passing lane, going by multiple vehicles, even veering off the road. We're working to find out if children were inside of the bus at that time. A spokesperson with the school district says they're working to find out if that driver worked for the school system. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Johnston County.
Also today, we'll learn more about the efforts to keep you safe in and around Raleigh's downtown bus station. WRAL's Laura Levine is live in downtown Raleigh for us this morning. And Laura, data shows the number of crimes happening near that bus station are going up.
Jeff, it was about 3 weeks ago when I was here at the bus station speaking with people concerned about what's happening in and around this area. We know that was when a bus driver was stabbed 2 blocks away and a person catching the bus here was attacked at the station. Taking a look at this scene now, this becoming too familiar for this section of downtown, many people say. WRAL data trackers pulled Raleigh police crime statistics from the past 6 years for the 4 blocks surrounding Raleigh's downtown bus station. They found more crimes have been reported in the first 7 months of 2024 than in the same time period over the past 6 years. Crimes reported to RPD in those 4 blocks from January through July of this year are up 8% over last last year and up 218% over 2019.
It has become a very serious problem, and a lot of it I can say is due to mental health issues, homelessness, and poverty in general.
There's been about 68 assaults reported so far this year. We know the safety manager for Go Triangle, Jimmy Price, he's going to share an update not only about what's happening in this area, but other stations like in Durham. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today marks 1 year since a shooting on UNC Chapel Hill's campus killed a professor. The bell tower on campus will chime at 1:15 this afternoon in honor of Tzu Yin. The associate professor was shot and killed at Caudle Labs on South Road last year. This is the man who's accused of shooting him, graduate student Tylei Chi. He is now at a mental health facility at Butner Prison. The university is working to put new safety measures in place since that shooting. It hired an outside agency to review its actions and preparedness. Among the recommendations are active shooter and emergency training for faculty and staff, and technology to lock offices and classrooms from the inside.
Also today, we'll get a better look at the future of downtown Raleigh as local economic leaders will meet for the annual State of the Downtown to discuss this year's growth and look ahead to the future as well. A highlight of this year's gathering will be the release of the Economic Development Strategy for downtown Raleigh. A 5-year plan outlines big ideas and opportunities for investing in downtown Raleigh's future. The event gets started at 1:45 this afternoon at Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets will be available at the door.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, are kicking off a bus tour today in Georgia. This marks their first public event since the Democratic National Convention last week in Chicago. It's the first time they've campaigned together in Georgia, which is a key battleground state. Harris will also headline a solo rally in Savannah tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, Harris and Walz will sit down for their first joint interview in the 2024 campaign. That interview will air on CNN at 9 p.m. Republican vice presidential nominee Senator J.D. Vance will be in Wisconsin tonight. He plans to speak about the economy, inflation, and energy at an event near Green Bay. His visit to Wisconsin comes a day before former President Donald Trump plans to be there for a town hall.
New this morning, Palestinian health authorities say at least 9 people are dead in an Israeli military operation on the West Bank. Israel's foreign minister confirms a large counter-terror operation on refugee camps in that region. He accused Iran of operating in the West Bank by funding and arming terrorists there. The military operation spans 2 towns.
Good morning, Chris Lovingett here in the WRAL Live Center, watching very closely to see how the U.S. futures are doing this morning. Looks like right now a little change, nothing too major. You'll see the S&P up 3 points there, Dow Jones below at the 3 there, NASDAQ up 14.5. So again, little change that we're seeing here. And this is happening weeks ahead of a possible imminent rate cut from the Fed, something that Jerome Powell, the chair of the Fed, has been kind of indicating. And we're also taking a look at the NC Market Watch that we have here on WRAL.com. If you scroll right to the bottom, you'll see it. But IBM looks like at 198 a share, Duke Energy at 111, and Bank of America at 39.67.
Long lines outside the DMV in the hot sun are leading to health concerns. Now, earlier this week, an 86-year-old woman passed out while waiting in line at an Orange County DMV. This happened around 11:30 Monday morning. The DMV declined an interview with WRAL. Officials tell us they believe the woman was only in line for a short time, and they apologize for what happened. Our crews found people waiting in long lines again yesterday for several hours before they were able to check in.
We were standing out here in the heat being mistreated and just didn't have no water or nothing.
The DMV suggests people use the online service whenever possible. They also said there is a scannable QR code at their locations for check-in. The Chapel Hill Police Department is looking for this man who they say robbed a Bank of America. It happened around 1 yesterday afternoon on Banks Drive. We're told 52-year-old Jonathan Florence implied he had a gun, demanded money, and left. Police say he could be driving a red Chevy pickup truck.
The Mega Millions jackpot is growing after no one hit all the numbers during last night's drawing. As a look at those winning numbers, 16, 18, 21, 54, 65. The Mega Ball is 5. The Mega Plier is 2. The jackpot for Friday is now an estimated $627 million. That's a $309 million cash prize for the lump sum payout. You can watch the live Mega Millions drawing on WRAL this Friday, right before our 11 o'clock news. Popular dive bar in Raleigh is shutting down after 20 years. Why the owner of the Goat Bar says she's choosing to close the doors for good.
And a new trend on TikTok promises a more defined jawline by chewing gum. We'll have the warning from dentists this morning.
And the next 2 days, it's going to be very hot, near records. I'll show you what the heat index will be. We transition into the holiday weekend, and then it's all about rain. I'll let you know if it's going to be a washout for your holiday plans.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It's 6:12. It's a little warmer than it was this time yesterday. Our temperatures are mostly in the low to mid 70s as you're heading out the door. Our dew point's been mainly in the 60s. So just today, it's starting to feel a little more uncomfortable. A lot of kids out at the bus stop this morning. Yesterday, we had some patchy fog. So far this morning, it's looking okay. But boy, this afternoon, as the kids are getting off the bus, temperatures are going to be in the upper 90s. We're going to be close to tying a record high for this afternoon. Now, today stays dry, but as we move into the holiday weekend, we do transition into a better chance for some showers or thunderstorms. If you're headed out with kids, maybe you have toddlers looking to get outside, do it as early as you can. Once we get to lunchtime, our temperatures will already be in the low 90s. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about our potential for rain this holiday weekend.
Happening now in the WO Traffic Center, we just got word that Raleigh police working a crash, a minor crash really, on Oberlin Road in the 10,000 block, about a quarter mile from Village District, not really causing any problems for you this morning. All the major routes really are delay-free this morning, which is a good thing, especially if you're getting ready to head out this morning. To that end, let's go ahead and take you outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Rock Quarry Road. Traffic is picking up, but moving nicely in both directions.
Fire crews from North Carolina are in Oregon fighting wildfires. These are pictures from the Lane 1 fire, which started from a lightning strike. This is one of several wildfires in Oregon this year. In all, they have burned more than 1.5 million acres. Firefighters there can take all the help they can get. As for the Lane 1 fire, it's burned just under 500 acres, and it's 90% contained.
Popular Raleigh bar The Goat is closing after more than 20 years in business. The bar's owner says it is shutting down after a raid by alcohol law enforcement agents over reports of underage sales. People came out to the bar on Western Boulevard yesterday to buy shirts and other memorabilia to remember it by. Owner Amanda LaRoque said the bar was not cited for underage sales, but the raid last week from state agents convinced her it was time to close the doors.
They came in hot with 7 people. I mean, look at the size of this establishment. And it was, I think, the straw that broke the camel's back, that I'm tired of dealing with silliness like this.
WRAL tracked down records that show the Goat's ABC license is still active, and its mixed beverage license was renewed in April of this year. We've reached out to the state's alcohol law enforcement agency for comment.
It's a new eyebrow-raising trend on TikTok, promising a more chiseled jawline. All you need is a piece of gum, but you can actually do more harm than good. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here with a warning from dentists.
Yeah, Jeff, a new day, a new troubling trend. Chewing hard gum to achieve a more defined jawline. We're mostly seeing this among young men. All you have to do is search facial fitness chewing gum on TikTok and videos like this pop up. Many claim they chew the rock hard gum for 10 minutes every single day. And brands like Jawliner, Jaws Gum, and Stronger Gum sell this gum, advising to chew it for no longer than 10 minutes every other day. But health officials say while there may be a visible difference at first, it's minor and it's temporary, and the side effects are painful.
You can cause pain, headaches, neck pain. You can break fillings. You can have your crowns fall out because you're chewing this hard gum.
And you can also increase your risk for TMJ disorder. Now, the teens are doing it to look more like the models and influencers that they idolize online. More than 70% of teens in one study said social media causes them to feel pressure to look perfect, Jeff. And we see this time and time again, causing anxiety and depression. Social media, I mean, it's crazy.
Another brilliant idea from TikTok out there as well. And recovery from TMJ will take you a while. That is
absolutely
extensive, can be troublesome. Thanks, Michelle.
A police officer in Georgia is recovering this morning after he was shot while trying to serve a warrant to a murder suspect. The officer was part of a U.S. Marshals task force. The team was serving a warrant on a man accused of killing a woman in Atlanta. Investigators say the man barricaded himself inside the home before opening fire on officers. The officer who was hit is expected to survive. The murder suspect was later found dead in the home.
Certainly, we're not the only ones experiencing hot weather this week. People across the Midwest and Northeast are in the grips of a late summer heat wave there. It's troublesome. Schools in some places, including Philadelphia and Detroit, had to cancel classes yesterday because of the heat. Dozens of school districts sent kids home because of the air conditioning was inadequate. In Chicago, the heat index reached between 105 and 115 degrees. We've had our stretches. This will be our first stretch with kids in school and see what problems they have this week. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We know it can be troublesome for those kids with air conditioning, can't keep up.
Yeah, some of those year-round schools had some real trouble over the summer when we were seeing these long stretches of, highs in the upper 90s and these extreme heat indices. We take a live look at Raleigh right now. Pretty little sunrise starting to show itself there as we get right here closer to 6:30. Right now, 6:18. High pressure has been in control of our weather, and last week, it was helping to bring us some cooler air. As it slides eastward, our wind direction shifts to southerly, and that's going to help to pump up the heat and the humidity. And then this front drops in on us, and that's going to be our main feature as we get into the holiday weekend. We're going to get into a wetter pattern then. You can see from Chicago to St. Louis some rain, and so I think they're probably pretty happy to see some of that rain in Chicago. And coming up in our Fox newscast, Fox 50, we're going to see meteorologist Chris Michaels coming up with an interesting phenomena called corn sweat, talking about why we've had so much heat and humidity across parts of the Midwest. So don't miss that over on Fox 50 in the 7 o'clock hour. Thursday, tomorrow afternoon, looking at around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we start to see that front getting close enough to us for some scattered showers and storms. It's likely to be pretty isolated around 5 o'clock, but may pick up and be a bit more widespread once we get into the evening hours. We'll have a lingering boundary across the area. Thursday, we have a level 1 risk for severe storms. Wind damage would be our biggest threat. It just means a few isolated storms could have some wind damage. It does look like a stormy holiday weekend. Not that it's going to rain the entire time, but we're talking about afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Here's Friday at 4 o'clock. You can see some of that rain showing up. That front stalls just to our north, and it's in our vicinity for Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. So by Friday, it's a 50% chance, 40 Saturday, 60 Sunday, 40% chance on Monday. So we're just going to see that lingering potential. The last time we saw rain at RDU was August 13th, and it was less than a tenth of an inch. That said, we've had a wet year, 9th wettest on record, and it has been a wet second half of the summer. July, 9 inches. August, we've had 7 inches of rain. It's just, we saw that really at the beginning of the month. The driest month was April at just 1 inch of rain, but we've really started to catch up. Some of that, of course, was because of Debbie that we saw a couple of weeks ago. 10% chance that we have a little system near Bermuda that develops, and a 20% chance in the next 7 days that we see something else developing in the tropics. It is the peak of the tropical season, though, so there's a greater than 60% chance that we see something developing in the next couple of weeks. Again, over the weekend, we're looking at temperatures dropping a bit with this better chance for showers and storms. Tuesday is looking great. Look at that high of 83. I'll show you how long that trend might continue coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, things are beginning to pick up just a bit here in the WRAL Traffic Center. We just got reports of Raleigh police working this crash right now on Oberlin Road near Wade Avenue. It's a minor crash, just damage only, but just watch for some police activity in that area of Wade Avenue and Oberlin Road, just in case you're in that vicinity. Watch for a disabled vehicle on Brentwood Road at North Raleigh Boulevard, not causing any problems for you this morning, but just something to be aware of if you're on Raleigh Boulevard in this neck of the woods. Elsewhere around the Triangle and surrounding communities in Wake County, all the major roads are delay-free at this hour. And this reminder, you can listen to us on the radio at 101.5 HD3. If you're already doing so, we do appreciate that.
Ken, thanks. Look at the sunrise. Wow, what a way to start your Wednesday. Wake County school leaders are working to keep your child cool in the classroom. The calls to action from board members about understaffed maintenance workers.
Also, it's the second day of move-in for St. Augustine's University, and how many students the school expects to see this fall after a year of financial hardships there.
And here's a look at your winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Tennis star Naomi Osaka is making a splash at the U.S. Open through her play and her fashion.
Yeah, Ken Smith here now. What's trending, Ken?
Oh, so great to see her back on the court. Osaka came out for her first round match covered in lime green ruffles and bows. You see it right there. It's part of a look she's fashioned with a clothing designer and her sponsor, Nike. The U.S. Open social media pages called her the Queen of Fashion.
And rightfully so. I mean, that's her power color, she says. She called this whole outfit her super suit. It gave her the confidence for the match. But that bow, she looks like a present. I mean, what a gift to see that. Way to wear it.
Yeah. She unwrapped her opponent.
True.
Took care of that business.
Very much so. That serve was on point yesterday. Well, check this out. Sonic the Hedgehog is back, taking on a new opponent.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
Sonic and Knuckles teaming up to fight Shadow, voiced by Keanu Reeves, in the new trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The movie comes out in December, just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, Shadow is unlike any of the enemies they have faced before, but they'll be ready because Sonic, got to go fast. He'll take care of it.
Love it.
New adventures for that franchise. Ken, thanks.
Tonight, the Live After 5 concert series at Raleigh's City Plaza wraps up with headliner Sixpence None the Richer. You may know them from their hits Kiss Me and There She Goes. Brooke Hodela will open, and Live After 5 is a free block party and concert series that really supports local businesses. It'll be a fun, hot time out there. WR is a proud presenting sponsor, or partner, I should say. The fun gets started at 6 o'clock tonight.
Their song Kiss Me, such an earworm. You're going to be thinking of that all morning long now. Public transit officials are taking a look at safety in and around Triangle bus routes. We break down the uptick in crime near the downtown Raleigh bus station.
And you're about to head out the door to walk the dog. Pretty sunrise happening right now with temperatures in the 70s, but we could tie a record high this afternoon. And if you're walking the dog this evening, it'll be 93, but feeling like triple digits. I'll go over the heat index for the day coming up.
And the spotlight is back on Paris, where you are looking live right now. What you can expect when the Paralympics opening ceremony gets started later today.